G'day guys, goeiedag, we gaan dit. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment, and subscribe. And yes, as you've seen on the title of this video, undoubtedly that the Rugby Championship is potentially coming to an end. And there's at least going to be a few years break away from the schedule that we're used to. The 2 games at home and 2 games away the next year style. And yeah, I think it's really sad. I think it's they say that the brutal scheduling and everything. I think the brutal schedule, the tough competition, like when you go to New Zealand, the different environments, the different climate is what makes the Rugby Championship so good, is what makes our teams and players so strong over the years, not just at the Rugby World Cup, but all over the world when we go on tour. And I think that the weakening of the Rugby Championship is, I think, it's a ploy from the Northerners to weaken us for the Rugby World Cup. I've undoubtedly, a bunch of spineless, absolute disgraceful, CEOs in both, all around in South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia made this decision, and it's going to weaken our unions. And I know a lot of you guys saying, "Oh, I can't wait to see 4 test match between the Springboks and the All Blacks." Once upon a time, the Wallabies played the All Blacks in 4 test matches for the Bledisloe Cup. Do you remember the game played in Japan? Do you remember 2 games played in Hong Kong? I literally, I thought there was only 1. And yeah, that is what happens when you oversaturate the market. After the first 2 games, the 3rd and 4th game is just like, it's drastically reduces interest for those matches overall. I mean, if you're a Springbok fan, if you're a New Zealand fan, maybe you watch this, but around the world, in terms of the global, people who are the part of the 2 teams after 2 test matches, especially if one of the team has won 2 of the games, it's just really not that it's a really big drop off of the interest as well. In addition, there could be a 5th match between the 2 teams because there's a Mini Rugby World Cup that's coming up in November in that same year, next year. So they could play 5 games in 1 year. I mean, talk about oversaturation, right? I mean, it is, sometimes it's like one of those things, when you're really, really, really hungry, and I think everybody's done this, and you go to McDonald's or something, right? Let's say McDonald's, and then you order like 5 cheeseburgers or like 3 Big Macs because you think you're so hungry, you're like, I can definitely finish this. I want to have 5, quarter pounder burgers. And then you have like the first one, you're like, oh, this is so good. And after about 3, you're just like, oh my God, why did I order 5 cheeseburgers? Right? Everybody's done that. And then you end up like forcing down the 4th one. And then you probably have to like, all right, look, I'm just going to take this. I eat this one later. And then, later on, it's just like this soggy, cold piece of, almost like a rubber that you're eating. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen in 2026. And it's not good. It's not good. More, it's not better. And this is all because disgraceful decisions from management. And, it is what it is. And according to the report from the what do you call it? The Australian newspaper, the Rugby Championship could be basically put on shelf till 2029 at least. So 2027 we're going to Rugby World Cup, so that's going to be a reduced Rugby Championship, 1 game each, and then maybe like a warm-up match. And then this, and then in 2027, 2027 that's the Rugby World Cup, and 2028 they're going to go back to a tour, and then 2029 they might have finally back in the normal schedule for the Rugby Championship. And then in 2030, the Springboks going to tour back to New Zealand for a 4 test series again. So, yeah, it is what it is. We just have to enjoy what we got at hand, whilst we can. If I was seriously, if I was running the Rugby Championship, I would tell the 6 bloody nations to reduce their games for the Rugby World Cup. Not us. It's just spineless decision makers bowing down to I don't know what. It's just clueless people running the business. But hey, you know what? If 2027 comes around and one of the Northerner teams finally wins the Rugby World Cup, well, we'll have something to talk about, right? We'll have something to talk about, and yeah, I guess that's content for everybody to discuss on the internet, should that happen. But hey, don't tell me I didn't warn you. But let's put that aside. Let's talk about the positives. Let's talk about the pleasure and privilege that we are all going to be experiencing as rugby fans this weekend for a traditional rivalry that is just entrenched with nothing but tender loving care, right? It is just gonna be one of the most brutal games of the year. I always look forward to playing the Ama Boku Boku, and because the thing is, everybody knows if the Springboks wins, it's like, yeah, you're supposed to win, but if you shake a little bit, if maybe I don't want to say it, if you somehow shake a little bit, oh boy, a lot of people are gonna be unhappy, and that puts a smile on my face, okay? And it is rugby at its finest that'll happen this weekend. So of course, Dr. Rassie Erasmus, with his genius mind games, has announced the team in advance for the rugby for the Wallabies, and with the interesting twist on the bench, right? So he's announced the team in advance and has opted for a 5-3 split on the bench. He doesn't even need the bomb squad to beat the Wallabies. Don't need the extra firepower in the 4-pack. And and we shall see in the backline selections in a moment that Rassie Erasmus, I think he's got a game plan against Swali'i and the Len Ikitau combination in center as well. So, yeah, I don't know. Is Rassie gonna be potentially taking the Wallabies a little bit light? Maybe, right? Maybe. I mean, Ellis Park has never been a place where the Wallabies has won before. But could I smell? Can you smell what Joe Schmidt is cooking, guys? Maybe the smell of some Afrikaner tears coming up. Hey. Anyway, let's have a look at the lineup. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, right? So first up, let's have a look at the men who are going to be given the pleasure and privilege to play against the mighty Wallabies this weekend, right? So coming in at number 1, the man does not eat salad. Ox Enche will be undoubtedly going in at an angle, but hey, we'll see. Malcolm Marks coming in number 2. We'll get Wilco Low gets the nod at number 3 for a starting spot. Coming number 4 is the man that never breaks, Eben Nesbeth. Lou Diacha gets the number 5 jersey. He had a pretty solid return in the July Test series, to be frank with you. Marco van Staden gets number 6 jersey. Peterson Dutoy gets number 7. Sia Kolisi gets the number 8 jersey. Sia Kolisi gets the number 8 jersey. Ahead of Van Staden. Anyway, yeah, like I said, Rassie Erasmus plays the mind games. Coming in number 9, Grant Williams will be number 9. He's been outstanding. Just speed, something that you cannot coach. Coming in number 10, Martin Obok, once again giving another shot to prove himself as a reliable, I guess, backup to Sacha Fanberg and Gomez Zulu nowadays. Coming in number 11, Kurti Arensa. And number 12, and here's another interesting selection here, Andre Esterhuizen gets number 12 jersey with Jesse Creel at number 13. So 2 things. Number 1, the fact that Demi Diolenda is not at 12 shows me that Rassie Erasmus may be taking Ikitau's performance at number 12 a little bit. I guess he's not that satisfied to tick the box as a formidable 12 to be worthy of putting Diolende at 12 for Rassie, right? Because, Len Ikitau plays 13 normally, and it's put at 12 because Swali is at 13. So Rassie's definitely spot something there, and it's to give him the confidence to put Esterhuizen ahead of Diolende at 12. Coming number 13, Jesse Crew, of course, the Superman with no day off. And I think Jesse, this is going to be so interesting because they definitely put up their best number 13 against Swali'i, but they have opted for a little bit of a shuffle at the number 12 jersey. So that shows you where the mindset is at for Rassie Erasmus there, in my opinion. And Edfil van der Merwe comes in with 14. Or is it Curdy Adensa? I don't know. They both look the same. It's just going to be the same player wearing the 14 and 11 jersey for the game. Confuses the crap out of everybody. But hey, and finally, number 15. No, it's not the greatest player in the history of the Springboks. Damien Willemse. No, it's not Willie LaRue. It's Apelele Fasi once again. Rassie Erasmus has opted for speed ahead of, kicking game. So, yeah, this is really interesting. So, we've got Fasi, Merwe, van der Merwe. We've got Jesse Kriel. We've got Grant Williams and Curdy Alensa just stacked with. I mean, Jesse Kriel is not slow either. Jesse Kriel, a former winger himself, just absolutely stacked with speed in this back line. I am very, very scared, and this is going to be fireworks, undoubt, coming up. In the bench for the Rassie Erasmus squad, we've got Bungin Bonabi, Jan Hendrik Wessels, and Asinathi Ntabakanye. Ntabakanye. Yes, that's... Anyway, Franco Mostert also returns at number 19. Huaga Smith gets number 20. Now, this is interesting. We know Esther Hazen can play. They have tried him at a flanker, so they're going to probably move Esther Hazen to flanker at some point. And does that mean that... Yeah, so they're going to move Esther Hazen flanker, so Damien Willemse might come on at outside center, right? Or inside center? Yeah, hang on. So yeah, anyway, let me get through it first, right? So Kobus Reinach, number 21. Kanan Moody, number 22. Again, just speed coming off the bench. Like Reinach, Moody, and then finally Damien Willemse, the greatest Springbok in history of Springboks. He's going to come on at 12, right? The fact that Huagas, he's going to come on 12, and they're going to put Esther Hazen as a flanker. I think that's what's going to happen. Let me know your thoughts. I think that's might be what Rassie is thinking there. Damien Willemse come in at 12, and Esther Hazen go to the flanker, giving the Springboks that pseudo 7-2 setup, essentially. Yeah, very interesting. Let me know your thoughts. And of course, the Wallabies hasn't announced their team yet. I will be doing a full review when the Wallabies team is announced, maybe tomorrow or Friday. And the same thing with the All Blacks versus Argentina game as well. But anyway, let's get on with the news for the rest of the day. So the Newcastle Falcons has been taken over by the Red Bull. And then so they've changed the name to Newcastle Red Bull, which is pretty interesting. And what's interesting is that obviously they got injection of money and then they start looking at buying new players. And immediately they came out and said that, we're not going to be interested in Reece Zammit. There was some talks that Reece Zammit was actually going to sign to play in the, what do they call it, Rugby 360 tournament, which is, I don't even know what this is. Some rich people put money together for a tournament, and they're just basically throwing out big contracts left and right here in Rugby League. It's like a lot of the Rugby League players have been throwing contract. I think Raja Tuivasa-Sheck has already signed to one of the teams. But anyway, so he's already looking like Reece Zammit. He just came back from America, immediately looking at jumping onto the hottest and the biggest money offering in rugby world. And instead of, settling down and, help out his nation, help out his family, contribute to his, go to play for Scarlet or something. Nope. He's going to already jump on the bandwagon. Go to the next hottest thing, right? He's already looking at better places to be than Wales, which I think is really, really disappointing. But, Steve Diamond has come out and basically said that the recruitment at the Newcastle is not going to be considering Reece Zammit at this stage. There's some injury updates for the All Blacks, so a lot of the injuries have been left at home, but a couple of big players are going to be clear. So Bowden Barrett and Scotty are both clear to play the game one against Argentina, but Wallace Otiti is still not available, and Tamati Williams, the big boy, will not be available for the first game, but he will be available for the second test. That is already confirmed. England now. So yeah, England has already They've talked about this I've talked about this in the previous videos. They have this new contract where they'll have like a basically the England national squad where the players basically give extra money, and I think the clubs get extra money as well. But essentially, they're like national players, and they get to get like a special contract, and then essentially the national team has a say on what they want them to do at the club level. So if they want them to play outside center, they will play outside center according to the whatever position they wanted to play according to the instruction for the national team. So they announced the group for 2025-2026 season. So here's the list. So Henry Pollock is obviously on the list, right? Is he definitely on the list, or is he not? But anyway, but yeah, go through this yourself if you want. It's really not that important to read through all of this. So yes, a little bit of more news with the Melbourne Rebels, obviously gone. Super Rugby Super Round will finally head to a different city for the first time ever. It's been in Melbourne for like 3 years in a row. Different city ever, and it's going to New Zealand. It's going to go to Christchurch. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I thought it might go to like, I thought they might take it to, if they wanted to sell some tickets, surely you go to, surely you go to what is it? What do you call it? The Auckland. But if you wanted to promote some tourism, surely you would go to the what is it? Go to go to the Highlanders place, whatever it's called. It blanked me, but go to the Highlanders place, right? The Queenstown. Like it's surely like Christchurch. What is there to do in Christchurch? Anyway, moving on. So rugby, the rugby men's rankings are up for grabs. The Wallabies. So should the Wallabies beat the Springboks, just one last thing, there's going to be a maximum of 2 points to be exchanged. So it's not going to be too bad for the Springboks. If you lose, you're going to lose 2 points. It's going to go from 92 to 90.75. So you're still above Ireland, but below New Zealand. So if you somehow lose this one to the Wallabies, you're going to lose not that many points. I thought they were going to lose like 5 points. But according to the calculator, the maximum points you're going to be losing is 2, which is lucky for you because the Wallabies is out for some blood. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned later this week for the reviews. And thanks for watching. Have a good one. Cheers.